Hey guys, Brian from Richard Paintball here again today, and today I have for you a Benjamin Sheridan PGP. So maybe you don't know a lot about Benjamin Sheridan and the PGP, but these were early guns. A lot of my friends had these. I had one. Maybe usually you're used to seeing them like so. And that's one of the first ones I had was like that. This just has a longer barrel on it. It's got maybe, another almost 2 inches on it, I think. And that's plus or minus. Obviously in paintball, you fall into the law of diminishing returns. A 20-inch barrel isn't really going to do a whole lot for you. In fact, it may start to work against you in a lot of cases. And it all depends on how much power you can put behind the dang thing. So these run on 12-gram CO2s, and this one here, it's in pretty good shape. You can still make out, the serial numbers and the lettering. Doesn't look like there's a lot of, rust or anything. And in fact, these are all brass. So you can see, if you can look here in the barrel, it's brass, which was great. But they made these. Meant that these were pretty soft in terms of being metal. I remember you could ding up the barrel, by taking a core sample and things like that. But you could polish these barrels, and it was pretty cool. Now there's no sizing of paint on this, but all you have is the tube here. It looks like there's a slot actually to see how much paint you have from the top, and I remember mine didn't have that. Although you could kind of see what was through here. As you load, a ball would drop down, and if you tilted it back, you would see, oh, I'm out of paint. But anyway, the back cap for the stock class tube here on the top, and we didn't call that a stock class tube back then. It was just a tube, and you would carry tubes and reload it, and but you didn't want to drop this in the dirt while you were playing. So it's got a little O-ring on it to kind of hold it in, and I think the one I had a little post that stuck out of it and a little groove cut in the side, and you would kind of put it in and turn it, and that would lock it. But looks like someone's polished up the front pump handle on this, and appears to have a little, I don't know if you could see that, but pretty cool little fiber optic green sight on the front. Mine just had a little brass shotgun bead sight on the front. Which works fine for the most part for paintball, but that's kind of a cool looking thing. I don't know if someone did that or if that was an option you could do later or not. Interesting story. Benjamin Sheridan and PMI and the guns that they made. If you check out Bocce Paintball, he's got a lot of parts and stuff for these if you have these. I think I got the trigger shoe from him. So, but it's got a safety, and put the trigger shoe on, because otherwise all these guns came with just this kind of like blade trigger, which was, just doesn't feel very nice. So this gives you a little bit wider platform to rest your finger on. And that's pretty much like your rate of fire with these. So, I had a holster, I think, like a leg holster or something, a long time ago, and this was like, a sidearm for me. But then, we had friends come out, and you would, hey, okay, go play with this today. And they would have a gun and not have to rent, and it was probably a lot better than a lot of rental guns at the time. My friends had these. They also had the PMIs, which were longer, and had, a little bit longer barrel. And then as, hoppers kind of became the thing, a lot of times you would just, kind of get a torch and heat up the solder between these, because this is brass and this is brass. So it's just like plumbing. So you would melt the solder there, and this would come off. And then a lot of people would mount a hopper on the back, and stay tuned, because I've got another gun that I'll be doing a video on at some point that does have that like conversion that was done to it. So interesting there, and that makes this a little bit more rare, because so many people did that there weren't as many of these that survived in this configuration with the tube like that. People also put auto triggers and things on these, so you'll see the auto trigger has like a rail that sticks out, and you could kind of get your auto trigger thing going there on these. This has some nice like molded rubber PMI grips that feel really nice, especially if your hand's bigger. The wooden grips that I've had on a lot of these it was pretty small, and it made the thing feel very, very tiny in your hand. It was just not comfortable for me to grab. But let's air this up. And so you drop, this is brass too, so you drop the CO2 in. This will pierce it, kind of like a TPX. But you can see, airs up and no leaks. I don't think I'm cocking it all the way when that happens. Yeah, if you don't go all the way, it's like there's enough to cock it, but not enough to, you can really feel there's a difference when it goes all the way back versus, going off half cocked, let's say. Ha ha ha. Anyway, when you're aggressive with it, or, decidedly so with it, just keep your hands away from the front of the thing. I think I shot myself a couple times with my PGP by having your hand out there, but you can see I'm almost covering the muzzle with my thumb sometimes. Now you can kind of hear it dropping off. I wouldn't expect more than 16, 18, 20 maybe good shots, before you start seeing velocity drop. There you go. Then it drops off pretty quickly. And then with CO2 again, I've talked about this before. It's the reason why we don't really use CO2 much anymore. It's definitely affected by temperature, can be inconsistent. In electric guns, you obviously never want to use it because you'll get liquid CO2 potentially in your electronics of your gun and could destroy them. So, but that's it. That is the Benjamin Sheridan PGP. So enjoy, and if you find one, you can get these I think on eBay, $100, $50, depending on condition, features, how clean they are. So I've bought several of them on eBay, and occasionally just kind of clear one out and find another one I like. So anyway, you also find different end caps here for your CO2 chamber. This one's got this nice kind of knurled grip it's very nice and very smooth. Sometimes they can be smaller, sometimes they have more of this kind of texture on it, which isn't quite as aggressive as this and this. So this has a slot in it, and you can see maybe it was on really tight or pressurized at some point and someone tried to unscrew it. But other than that, pretty decent. And again, Bocce Paintball, that's BACCI paintball.com. He's got parts not just for these, but for autocockers and auto mags and all kinds of old and rare stuff stuff I've never seen before. Anyway, so if you ever need to service one of these, the other thing you need is there's a special valve tool, I think, for Sheridans. I've never had to open one and get that. These things are pretty bulletproof. I mean, most of the ones I've got, they've been sitting for years, and you air them up and they still hold air. So I haven't really had to do anything to them, but I do know there's like a valve tool that you might need if yours needs to be serviced. All right, that's it. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. Like us on Facebook if you would. Like our videos. Please subscribe, and that helps us bring you more of them. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.